Hello, everyone. Every night across the United States, thousands of people are gambling away their savings. But they are not walking through the neon lights of Las Vegas. They're doing it from their living rooms, their bedrooms, even their offices, on their phones. And one game has become the silent king of this digital underworld: Baccarat. To the casual observer, Baccarat seems simple. Just bet on player or banker. Quick, easy, almost harmless. But beneath the surface, this game has been called something far darker: digital cocaine. Because just like the drug, online Baccarat is cheap, accessible, and frighteningly addictive. With every hand dealt in seconds, it delivers a rush of dopamine, pulling players deeper and deeper until they can't stop. The truth is, this is no longer just a game. It's a system, carefully designed to keep people hooked, to bleed them dry, and to create an addiction that is spreading faster than ever before. Tonight, we dive into the world of online Baccarat, why it's so dangerous, how it works, and what it does to the people who can't escape its grip. To understand why Baccarat online has become so dangerous, we first need to understand the game itself. Baccarat has a long history. It began in Europe during the 15th century, a game for the wealthy elite. By the 20th century, it found its way into the glamorous casinos of Las Vegas, often portrayed in Hollywood films as the game of spies, mobsters, and high rollers. For decades, Baccarat was considered a luxury gamble. Slow, elegant, and played behind velvet ropes. But the internet changed everything. Today, Baccarat is no longer a game reserved for tuxedos and champagne. It's in your pocket. With the rise of online gambling platforms, anyone in America can join a digital Baccarat table in seconds, betting real money against a live dealer streamed from halfway across the world. What makes Baccarat different from other casino games is its brutal simplicity. Unlike poker, there is no strategy to master. Unlike slot machines, it feels like a game of choice. Players only have to pick between player, banker, or tie. And within 20 seconds, the result is revealed. Win or lose. That's it. This speed is part of the appeal. A single session can mean hundreds of hands played in less than an hour, and with every round, the brain is trained to expect constant action, constant risk, and constant reward. In the United States, this appeal has quietly exploded. According to reports from the American Gaming Association, online gambling revenue has grown to over $16 billion in 2023 alone, with Baccarat being one of the fastest-growing segments. But behind this growth lies a darker truth. Online Baccarat is not just a faster version of the casino game. It's a carefully engineered digital product, designed to keep you playing for as long as possible. And that is where the real danger begins. On the surface, Baccarat Online looks harmless, a card game, a few simple choices, a bit of fun. But when you peel back the layers, you discover a system designed not for entertainment, but for addiction. The first weapon is speed. A single hand of Baccarat takes less than 30 seconds. In a physical casino, shuffling, dealing, and payouts create pauses. Online, there are no pauses. One hand flows into the next, seamlessly, endlessly. A player can burn through hundreds of bets in a single hour, each one releasing a burst of dopamine, like a drip feed of digital cocaine. The second weapon is the illusion of control. Unlike slot machines, Baccarat feels like a choice: player or banker. It seems fair, rational, a 50-50 gamble. But the truth is different. The math is stacked in favor of the house, and over time, the edge guarantees that the casino always wins. Yet players convince themselves that a pattern is forming, that they can outsmart the system. They can't. Then comes the seduction. Online platforms don't just offer the game, they wrap it in temptation. Live dealers, often young, attractive, and speaking directly to the camera, create a false sense of intimacy. Promotions flood the screen. Free credits, welcome bonuses, limited time offers. On social media, stories of big winners circulate, manufactured moments meant to fuel the fantasy that anyone can strike it rich. But these stories rarely show the aftermath. The father in New Jersey who lost $40,000 in one weekend. The college student in California who maxed out 5 credit cards before his 22nd birthday. Stories like these are not rare. They are everywhere, hidden in online forums, whispered in addiction recovery groups, buried in statistics the industry would rather you never see. What makes Baccarat Online uniquely dangerous is the cycle it creates. The faster you play, the more you lose. The more you lose, the more desperate you become to win it back. And because Baccarat feels simple, players believe the next hand could be the one that saves them. This is the trap. A trap that has destroyed marriages, emptied bank accounts, and driven some into irreversible despair. Make no mistake, this is not entertainment. Gambling is not just about money. At its core, it's about the brain, and Baccarat Online has mastered the art of hacking human psychology. Every time a player places a bet, the brain releases dopamine, the same chemical triggered by drugs like cocaine. But the effect of online Baccarat is even more dangerous, because unlike drugs, which require effort, money, and risk to obtain, Baccarat is just a click away. The brain learns that with every swipe, every hand, there's a chance of reward, and that chance, no matter how small, keeps people locked in. Psychologists call this the variable reward system, the same mechanism that makes social media addictive, but here, the stakes are financial ruin. Win, and the brain feels euphoria. Lose, and the brain craves the next win even more. This endless cycle rewires behavior, turning ordinary people into addicts without a needle, without a pill, just a screen. In America, this addiction finds fertile ground. Stress, loneliness, and the constant pressure to succeed make people vulnerable. The promise of quick money, of instant escape, becomes irresistible. And unlike in a physical casino, there's no stigma, no shame. You don't have to walk through a door marked casino. You just tap an app and the drug is delivered. But the damage is real. Families torn apart by hidden debts. Marriages collapsing under the weight of lies. Young people, barely out of college, entering adulthood already burdened with gambling-related loans. In addiction treatment centers across the country, counselors now describe online Baccarat as one of the hardest habits to break, precisely because it never stops. The casino never closes. The game never sleeps. This is why experts have begun calling online Baccarat digital cocaine. It's not just a metaphor. The parallels are undeniable. Fast highs, devastating crashes, and a craving that only grows stronger with time. But unlike street drugs, this one is perfectly legal in many states, perfectly marketed, perfectly accessible. And the result? A silent epidemic, an addiction spreading through screens, tearing lives apart and leaving scars that money can never repair. If online Baccarat is already this dangerous today, what happens tomorrow? The gambling industry is evolving faster than regulators can keep up. Already, companies are experimenting with virtual reality casinos, digital spaces where players can walk through 3D Baccarat tables, chat with avatars, and gamble in worlds that feel more real than reality itself. Imagine wearing a headset, reaching out with your hands, and placing a bet that feels tactile, physical, intimate. For the brain, the line between game and reality will disappear. Then comes cryptocurrency. Anonymous, untraceable, and available 24/7, crypto-based Baccarat sites have begun to bypass traditional financial systems entirely. No banks, no credit checks, just instant access to a global casino with no borders. For regulators, this is a nightmare. For addicts, it is a dream come true, and a trap with no exit. Technology is not slowing down. live dealers, artificial intelligence, predictive betting systems. All of these are reshaping Baccarat into something far more seductive and far more dangerous. The casino is no longer a place you go to. It's a place that comes to you, every second, through your phone, your VR headset, your laptop. And so, the question becomes unavoidable. If Baccarat Online is the digital cocaine of today, what happens when tomorrow brings an even stronger drug? What happens when the high becomes more immersive, more addictive, and impossible to escape? The answer will define not only the future of gambling, but the future of how technology controls human desire itself. Baccarat was once a game of elegance, played in velvet rooms, surrounded by tuxedos and champagne. Today, it is transformed into something darker, a digital trap, available to anyone, anywhere, at any time. For some, it begins as entertainment, for others as a harmless distraction. But for too many, it ends in addiction, debt, and despair. Online Baccarat is more than a game. It's a system designed to keep you hooked, to bleed you dry, and to remind you again and again that in the end, the house always wins. But this time the stakes are higher, because this drug is legal, this drug is marketed, and this drug is spreading through every screen in America. The question is not whether Baccarat Online will continue to grow. It already has. The real question is, how many lives will it take with it? This is Baccarat Online. This is digital cocaine. And it's only just beginning. Thank you so much for watching and for being with me today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Take care, and see you next time.